Hello. So we are still on pregnancy and a few tips. So when you are pregnant, what can you eat and what can't you eat? Please, you can eat anything and everything once you can tolerate it. Um, you are just in a different journey, and you just have to sort of let me use the word, relearn yourself. So there are certain things you can't tolerate because the nausea at the first 3 months is quite serious. For some people, they don't have that problem. They don't have that problem at all. Good for you. But those that have the serious nausea when they eat something, it just means that don't eat that thing, and then try and figure out what else works for you or what you can tolerate. You don't compare yourself with the next woman because different people have different way of going through the stages of pregnancy. So you can eat anything. There are just some myths that are still existing, even though we are developing as a society. We are being told not to eat snail because if you have a child whilst you're pregnant, if you eat a snail, the child will drool. That is not true. I used to eat snails when I was pregnant. My child didn't drool. Don't eat egg whilst you're pregnant because your child will become a thief. That is not true. I'm sure those were being said because those things were not readily available back then. So then they say that so that the women settle for what is available. Please eat anything once you can tolerate it. Okay. The important things you just need to avoid is alcohol and smoking. Please, just those things are important. And the herbal medications, if you want to take any medication, just see your doctor, your midwife, and then they would recommend something. So those myths are not they are not true. Please eat anything. There are a few bad habits that we don't like. That is eating of white clay. They contain worms and other parasites, and you wonder why you come to the hospital. We notice your blood is low, we give you medications, but still it keeps being low. But you keep eating a white clay. Women, there are different way of dealing with the nausea. Some chew on chewing stick, some nip on ice block. You just have to figure out what works for you. It takes time. Some make soup or any food they eat, it contains more pepper and ginger. That's just their way of dealing with the nausea. But eating white clay is not good for you and the baby because the baby needs the iron store you have as a mother so that it can also build its blood. But if you don't have enough, then the child won't get enough and the child won't grow well. And then you come to the hospital and we can be talking about growth restriction or retardation in the uterus. We have terms for it, but I'm trying to break it down. So please, the white clay, I beg you, we frown upon it, and even those that are not pregnant that eat it, you tend to harm yourself. So please don't. So you can eat anything while you're pregnant. Just find a way to deal with. It's good to eat protein containing meals, soft bones, dry fish, milk, anything. Just when I was pregnant, I even at a far distance when I smell kinky, I won't go close by. But I see other people, they eat the kinky gladly. That is them. But I didn't tolerate that, so I had to eat. I tolerated yam, I tolerated rice, um, and I tolerated soup. I couldn't tolerate stew. That was my journey, and I had to learn it. So take your time, talk with us, talk with your midwife, and we'll take you through. I'm coming to the drugs. There are common basic drugs we give when you come to your antenatal. Uh, we call it red, yellow, green. The red is a multivitamin, the yellow is folic acid, the green is fesolate. The green being fesolate contains iron. We give it to boost your blood level. The yellow is folic acid, and I have said in my previous videos that it's good for the spine of your baby. So please, especially in the early stages of your pregnancy, it is good that you take this folic acid. And then the red being the multivitamin is just helping you boost your appetite and vitalize yourself. The point I'm trying to make here is you don't have to force yourself to get the expensive medications if you can't afford. These three are fine. Once you are eating well, you're avoiding the things that you can't tolerate, you are okay. If you can't avoid other expensive drugs, an example I know is pregnant care. Uh, Expensive is subjective, please. So I'm not tagging pregnant care as a brand, please, but I'm just giving an example. Some people can't afford, but then they push themselves to be on those medication, and then they can't sustain it, and they tend to worry if they can't afford it. Please, if what you can afford or what your hospital gives you is the multivit folic acid and fesolate, please take it, because I took that. I always use myself as an example. I took that when I was pregnant, and my babies are fine. My first daughter is 6 years old, and the second is 1 year, 4 months, and they are all fine. And those are the medications I took, and they are perfectly fine. So my point here is eat well. Just take your time and get to know what you can tolerate and what you can't. Take the medications you are given. If you can afford, get the expensive ones. I say again, expensive is subjective. So if you can afford, get those ones. If you can't, please take the normal ones. Eat well, and let's go through the journey. It's a wonderful journey. So let's go through it together. Thanks for your views. Bye bye.